Here with the Magic was recorded before a live virtual studio audience.
Well, hello, my friends, and welcome to Here with the Magic. I'm Jason Knapp. On today's show, our adventure begins as we wander, or more accurately, ride a trolley right down the middle of Main Street, USA, in the Magic Kingdom. Then we head to California, where Carlos Ponto Silva joins me for a rope drop, and then something I never thought I'd see him do. You're gonna want to see this. For our community connection, we're channeling Impressions de France as we take a ride in a hot air balloon with breathtaking views of the French countryside, courtesy of Marcus Val. And back at Walt Disney World, we're setting sail on the high seas for some swashbuckling adventures as the main attraction takes us to the Magic Kingdom's Pirates of the Caribbean. This week's Resort Spotlight has us visiting Disney's Yacht Club Resort, where Kristen and I discuss the resort's connection and similarities to Newport, Rhode Island. We'll then celebrate the arrival of Halloween week with a viewing of Halloween Screams projection show in Disneyland. And then, as always, we'll close out the show with a moment of calm, today beneath the floating mountains of Pandora in Disney's Animal Kingdom. But first, let's head over to the Magic Kingdom, where Town Square has been decorated for autumn, and we have a front row seat for a very relaxing trip right down the middle of Main Street, USA. On a previous trip to Disneyland, Carlos Ponto Silva avoided experiencing a certain attraction called Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, but he assured me that he would ride it with me the next time we visited together. So, while we were in Anaheim for D23, I managed to have Carlos join me for a rope drop of Disney California Adventure, and then some. Well, good morning.
Hello.
We are on our way to Disney California Adventure.
Yes, in a lovely beginning of the morning now.
Bright and early.
Yes.
Carlos he's all coffeeed up.
Yes, I'm ready to rent a scooter. Too.
I'm not, so I'm a little still tired. Not cranky yet, and a little morning swollen still. So there's that. And we're gonna get on some. We're gonna enjoy some attractions that Ponto doesn't usually enjoy. I think, right? Maybe we'll be surprised.
Yes, there were some promises in that we're making, and then we're some commitments. Yes,
We're gonna see what
show
happens.
that I'm brave. Oh my gosh.
I've got great news. Guardians is open, Carlos.
Oh my gosh.
Aren't you excited about that?
Oh, I'm so excited.
You've been on it before, right?
No, never. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
I'm so happy.
Attention please.
So excited.
This is the moment you have been waiting for.
It's fun. It's I'm ready.
Well,
It was fun. It's fun. I could even scream. There's no place for me to hold. I was holding a belt, and I realized it was my belt.
Oh, look at Oliver. Look at me. I'm not even scared.
I'm so brave.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
That was great. Now he has to do something with me. We start with a small word.
Now it's time for our community connection. Each week we feature a contribution from a member of our Here with the Magic community. Today, Marcus Val takes us up and away for an early morning hot air balloon ride over Amboise, France. Marcus, thank you so much for sharing that incredible experience with us. Do you have a moment you'd like to share with the community? To learn how your video could be featured here on the show, send an email to Jason, that's me, at herewiththemagic.com. Remember, it need not be cinematic or from some place exotic. We also love highlighting quiet moments of joy from close to home, or even our own backyards. We'll take care of the editing. Now, beware. We're about to go on an adventure in a Magic Kingdom land full of swashbuckling pillagers for this week's main attraction, which, appropriately, is brought to you by the letter R.
Tell him, Carlos, don't be cheating. I am no chicken. I will not talk.
Pipe the mother aloft, Mickey! Swear me, Captain Jack Sparrow is a treasure, young spill rat!
Everyone in England.
Quit your clucking. The gentlemen want the round. Don't ya, boy?
Now, you scurvy scoundrels! Do I hear 10? A hen for a 10!
10. I'll give you 20 for the wrong.
Pipe down, you lily-livered lubber! Strike your feathers, dearie. Show 'em your slop. Keep still. I'm studying me map. It's the treasure of my pressure and no mistake. And by thunder, that scoundrel Captain Jack Sparrow.
Ready to set sail in less tumultuous waters? Then grab your nautical gear and come along to Disney's Yacht Club, where Kristen shares stories from her recent trip to Newport, Rhode Island, a summertime retreat that inspired this popular Walt Disney World resort, as well as the Newport Bay Club in Disneyland Paris. So we are here at Disney's Yacht Club Resort, and I'm not really sure what we're going to talk about, because you're excited. You've been so excited about doing this since you got back from Newport, Rhode Island, because you said we got to talk about the connection, like the things that are sort of related to or inspired by places like Newport, Rhode Island, the yacht clubs there, the spaces and so forth. And I said, well, I don't know much about that. So it's going to be a sort of a learning experience for me. And during the day here, it's kind of nice and quiet and peaceful and relaxing. So this is kind of a nice time, even if you're not staying here at this resort, to come and visit and walk around and I don't know, just kind of get to know the place.
Yeah, and it's definitely, it feels more upscale than the beach club. I think it also feels more peaceful and relaxing. That definitely has more of the pace of, I think, like the more like seaside destinations in New England, the Martha's Vineyards and Cape Cods. And I think Newport itself, being that it is the city that's sort of known for like the affluence of early America, it does have that same upscale feel wherever you go, even when you're at the beach.
So the original yacht club,
Yes.
original yacht club,
The original.
the OG yacht club is in Newport, Rhode Island.
Yes, it is.
So tell me about that.
It's in a kind of interesting location because it's sort of along the causeway as you drive along the shore, away from the city, away from Easton's Beach and Narragansett Bay. It's kind of at this intersection. There's like a fork in this very narrow road, and situated a little away from the shore is the original yacht club. And I recognized it instantly because it looks like this. It's the sort of grayish white feel.
So when you were there, you were like, wait a second.
I was driving
I've seen
to the
this
beach
place.
and I took actually a wrong turn. It was sort of a serendipitous moment, and then I realized, oh, I'm at the actual yacht club, but it's sort of not where you'd expect it to be.
So is it like the yacht club that Disney kind of modeled? Like, is that?
Yes, definitely architecturally, definitely in structure and feel, the sort of like gabled rooftops and everything, but I think Disney took a concept and cranked it up a notch.
And elevated it a little bit?
Well, they do what Disney does, right? They transport you somewhere, but they kind of dot all the I's and cross the T's for you. They take the reality of the real place and they sort of blur the edges on it so that it becomes much
Disney.
more, and much more of a, I don't know, like a transcendent space. It could very well be the Gilded Age, and we could be here vacationing with the Vanderbilts and whoever spent their summers in New England.
Right.
And that's a lot of the feel that you get along the beach on the Easton's Beach cliff walk as well. When you walk up there and you're 70 feet elevated from the seashore, so you have the ocean on one side, and then the other side you get this same architectural style, but also these incredible mansions that sort of have the same awe-inspiring feel.
Like you see them in the distance?
As walking in here, yes. They're close. I mean, you shouldn't just like hop the fence and walk up to them. You can take tours of them though. The
Like in Disney, it's
breakers
frowned
and-
upon to hop the
Yes,
fences.
but you can take tours of them, and they are the original, summer cottages, they're called, of these, families that we think of as like the early American royalty, if you will. But they're not cottages. They're not the cute little boardwalk cottages. They're just as grandiose and kind of give you that like wow reaction as you get when you walk up the boardwalk and you see the facade of this building.
Well, another thing that Disney does a lot, and I think they've done it here, is they bring, it's not just about one place. It's not just about even one snapshot in time. It's this idea that they bring together these periods of time, these various places that have a kind of a similar story or a similar feel, and then they kind of sort of just mash it together and Disneyfy it a little bit. And so I think that's what we see here too. So while we won't find cliffs,
No.
right? We won't find cliffs or sweeping views of an ocean, but we do have this amazing sort of water park here at the yacht club and as well as the beach club, which shares it. And so that does have this feel of like a summertime retreat, a place you go with your family and just kind of relax. And it definitely has this upscale feel to it.
Yeah.
Which you may not find at a particular resort in Newport, right? But
No, but definitely on the beach, you get the same sounds, with the exception of the seagulls and everything. You still hear the like screaming,
Children.
the cheerful children.
so I want to hear more. Let's find a nice spot to sit, and I need to hear more about your recent visit to Newport.
Okay.
And this is why I'm interested, because it just hasn't, for me, had this big draw. Like it's a place that I want to go. Michelle actually she's mentioned like, oh, I want to go to New England one summer or whatever, and I'm like, no.
The nice thing about
I do like it here, so that's why I'm like, if I like it here, maybe I'll like it there.
Well, in the summer though, when the heat is oppressive here, and even being on the coast in Florida, those breezes are still quite warm. The appeal, I think, of going to New England in the summer is the coast is so temperate. You get a warm day, but it cools off at night.
Yeah.
Or you can go for a walk on the beach early in the morning, and it's cool and kind of misty and cloudy, and it's just very, very serene.
Yeah.
And I think as far as traveling there, because New England is so small and the stretch of coastline, compared to even the entire peninsula of Florida, you can do Martha's Vineyard, Cape Cod, and Newport all in one trip. There's Bowen's Wharf and Bannister's Wharf and this area called The Landing where, they'll bring in oysters and lobsters and it smells like fresh seafood, not fishy, but that briny, salty air smell is just all
I
around
can
you.
kind of imagine it, yeah.
And we took a walk in the early morning and you saw people who had boats, docked in the different marinas along the different wharfs coming out and untying the boats to go out in the morning before the heat of the day came in. And there are sort of these little areas along the wharf where, kind of like we are now, people will sit along, the boardwalk or the dock and like Adirondack chairs, and they'll just have their coffee, and it's a little chilly, so they're maybe like got a sweater on or something, and they're just looking out at the water, watching the boats kind of rock back and forth. There's a lot of al fresco dining, so they'll have the partitions up for the winter so you can still sit out there and have the view, but obviously it gets quite cold. You go to Europe and there are ruins that are thousands of years old, and in America, the oldest thing we have is pretty much New England.
Yeah.
It is our ancient history. I mean, there were kind of sloping upward from Thames Street, parallel to the water. There's this beautiful grassy square that you can almost picture like the kind of outfits from the Gilded Age and people, sitting in the shade with their parasols and having a picnic. And up on the top of the hill is the oldest church, I think, in Rhode Island, and maybe one of the oldest in all of New England. It was from like 1698, I think it was built, and there are grave sites in the graveyard next to the church that predate the Revolution. That was the moment that I kind of had this, oh wow, like this really is so historic, and this is this place, this ground that I'm standing on predates this country.
That's the nice thing about the geography of these spaces. While the buildings change and the streets change and get bigger and so forth, the coastline doesn't.
No.
And the vista doesn't. And so you can imagine these people standing, with that same view, taking that in, breathing that air, and having, you can stand there and actually feel that history. That's pretty cool.
And that's something that I think when we talk about the timelessness of this space that you also experience, because this does feel like a moment in time. Maybe the affluence of the Gilded Age is a little
Well, it's the same way Main Street is this moment in time. It's built off of this idea, and it's really this sort of amalgamation of like the Main Street in Fort Collins and Marceline and like things like, but it's inspired by these places that are real.
right.
But this may be kind of this like, it's this more perfected experience.
I like to call it elevated whimsy.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Elevated whimsy. Like maybe our colors are a little more vivid, and
Yeah.
maybe, everything is a little more perfected and the details are more
Sure.
well attended
Yeah.
to. But it's so that, like, this to me is a celebration of summertime, but in the way that New Englanders perceive it. I think for the people that come in and stay here, they sort of get a feel of that because it is more perfect. Because when you walk into the lobby like we did earlier, and there was a group of cast members welcoming us,
Yeah.
dressed like sailors and admirals, and
Yeah.
all of the little details around
It's a little
the resort.
intimidating to me. And I don't mean just because like there's like
you
a
don't know how
group
to
of
sail?
this is very peoply, like in terms of like wow, these people want to say hi to me all of a sudden. I'm just weird that way. But it's like but they're super welcoming.
Yeah.
And it's like but they're dressed very
Yeah.
seriously.
Yes. But how
And
New
I'm like,
England is that?
oh, I didn't know.
That's so New England to me.
I mean, part of that is why I'm a little more inclined to go to beach club here as opposed to yacht club, because for me, when I walk in, it feels like there is that sense of like, oh, maybe I don't belong here.
It's more laid back.
Right? And I think that's something that we have to, I think now having had this conversation, I think I can get past that.
It's more of an invitation than a chance to feel excluded when you walk in and you sense, that everything is a little more upscale and maybe feels a little out of your league.
Yeah.
It's an invitation to, instead of kind of letting the space come to you, like come to it, meet it halfway. Maybe
You do belong here.
maybe this is part of the experience. Maybe you sort of give yourself over to it and imagine yourself. That's part of the immersive spaces that Disney does so well. We're invited to be a part of a turn of the century Atlantic City, and we're invited to. And that doesn't mean you have to change your outfit, but maybe just
But
give
some
yourself
people
over
will.
to it. Like give your imagination over to it a
Yeah.
little. Maybe we are at a yacht club in New England in the summertime, in the 1920s. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Well, thank you for
Yeah.
taking us
fun.
along on this
I hope
adventure.
I've convinced someone, if not just you, that New England is worth your time. And any time of year, it's beautiful. That's the caveat. But it's brisk in the winter.
Brisk.
Brisk.
I like it a little brisk.
It's a lot
It's
of
real
brisk.
brisk.
It's not a little brisk. It's like the wind is stinging your face.
Yeah.
Cold.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So summer.
Summer, autumn,
Okay. Perfect.
not winter.
Well, thank you. Halloween is just around the corner, and to celebrate, we've held a spot for you at the happiest place on earth for a spectacular view of Disneyland's Halloween Screams projection show. And now, without further ado, it's showtime.
In just a few minutes, the lights will be dim, so you may fully experience our nighttime spectacular. For your own safety and the safety of those around you, please remain in the same area until the lights return to normal. Thank you.
Happy Halloween, everyone! Welcome! It's time to celebrate the season of tricks and treats! The sights, the sounds! Ooh, and what's this, you ask? Well, let me show you. We'll call out the spirits to socialize. After all, my friends, this is Halloween!
When you hear the knell of the requiem Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. When the cryptos creak and the tombstones quake, smooths come out for a swing and wake. Happy haunts materialize and begin to vocalize. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. As the moonlight fly on a dead oak tree, smooths the ride for the midnight spree. Creepy creeps Materia starts to shriek and harmonize. Grim grinning ghosts come out and socialize. This is Halloween, 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 Halloween. Boys and girls of every age, would you like to see something strange? Come with us and you will see. It's our world of Halloween. Oh, this is Halloween, this is Halloween. Pumpkins scream in the dead of night. This is Halloween. Everybody make a scene, trick or treat till the neighbors go to fright. This is Halloween, this is Halloween, 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 Halloween. In this world we call home, everyone hail to the pumpkin song.
Happy Halloween, darlings! This is what I'm here for. It's such a wicked time of year, isn't it? And I have just the spell to put us all in the mood. Lucas of Rugacum, winds of the Caspian Sea. Larynxus, Lycidas, Max Laryngitis, or Voce to me. Now sing. Sing! Sing!
Unfortunate souls in pain, in need.
Yes.
Poor unfortunate souls, so sad, so true. Poor unfortunate souls. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. To see her is to take a second chill. Cruella, Cruella de Vil. She's like a spider waiting for the kill. Look at your Cruella de Vil. Trust in me. Trust in me. Shut your eyes. Trust in me. Hepalumpa-woozle is very confusing. A hepalumpa-woozle's very sly. They come in ones and twos, but if they so choose us, before your eyes you'll see them multiply. The elephants on parade, here they come, hippity hoppity. They're here and there, big elephants everywhere. Look out! Look out! Big elephants on parade. Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Who's afraid of the big, big, big bad? You call that magic? Move, old boy, and let Mr. Oogie kick it up a notch. Well, 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 what have we here? A trick-or-treater, huh? Oh, I'm really scared. So you're the ones they're talking about. When Mr. Oogie Boogie says there's trouble close at hand, you better pay attention now, 'cause I'm the boogeyman. Hey! I say Oogie Boogie! I say Oogie Boogie! I say Oogie Boogie Boogie Boo! I say Oogie Boogie Boogie Boo! Whoa! Whoa!
Why, we've only begun to heat things up. Let's show them just how spirited an All Hallows Eve celebration can really be!
And now I've saved the best for last. The Halloween Scream Along. You're all invited to scream like you're trying to wake the dead. Come on, now we'll take flight to new heights.
At the core of Here with the Magic is our search for quiet moments of joy in Disney spaces, locations that have inspired attractions, pavilions, and lands featured in Disney parks, and places that resonate with the spirit of Disney. When we take the time to step away and pause, it turns out they're pretty easy to find, like this moment captured for you during a sunset in the otherworldly land of Pandora in Disney's Animal Kingdom. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here with us. Want more Here with the Magic? I invite you to check out the hundreds of videos that you can find right here on our YouTube channel. I'd also love it if you took a moment to subscribe below, ring the bell so you're notified when new content becomes available. And if you're enjoying the show, please consider sharing it with friends and family who might also enjoy a moment or two away from the hustle and bustle of daily life. For those interested in being immersed in the sounds of our happiest places, check out Soundscapes by Here with the Magic wherever you get your podcasts. You can also join us for community conversation on Facebook and Instagram. Finally, a special thanks to our cafe members who support Here with the Magic and make so much of this possible through their contributions and sharing. To find out how you can help support the show and to learn about the special benefits of cafe membership, including the ability to participate in the live virtual studio recordings of our weekly show, head over to herewiththemagic.com/support. I hope you have a wonderful week. Please be safe, be well, and I'll see you back here next Monday where we'll be, as always, Here with the Magic. Okay. Oh my God, that was a lot of bells. Oh,
So much better.
so many bells. Today, Marcus Val takes us up and away for an early morning hot air balloon ride over Amboise, France. It's not Amboise, it's Amboise. It's Amboise. Is it Amboise? I think it's Amboise. Amboise. I'm gonna do it again.
Alright, folks, if you're heading down the pier, this vessel's for Hollywood Studios. Disney's Hollywood Studios.
You think they're going to Hollywood Studios?
I think they might be going to Hollywood Studios.
I missed that entire moment of calm because my internet went out. I read it at first as, I missed that entire moment of calm because my interest went out.
Come on, Lisa. Keep it together.
It's only a
60
minute.
seconds.
Come on. It's bliss, I tell you. Bliss. He's been practicing his miming skills. It's very French.